It's MasterChef.
It's the toughest thing I've done in my life.
Searching for Britain's best amateur cook.
I don't see the point in playing it safe.
136 contestants who all believe they have undiscovered talent.
Ultimately, the best person's going to win.
Whoever wins, it'll change their life.
Cooking doesn't get tougher than this.
It's quarter-final day on MasterChef, and the 6 winners from the heats are back.
Amanda, Emma, Steve, you are both quarterfinalists. Our winner, Alia. Will and Tim, both of you are going to be quarterfinalists. Leading up to this quarterfinal, we've already had 2 heats where we couldn't separate them.
We've got 6 of them now, vying for a place in the next round.
Well, to get through to the semi-finals today would mean a hell of a lot. I'm not here to muck about.
I just think I've got to make a concerted effort to stay calm. I hope that I'm going to pull it off today.
Getting to this point is great, but it's not good enough. Winning the competition is the primary object.
I do feel like I have a raw talent. Absolutely, yes, I do think I've got the ability to win this.
I know it's going to be really hard today because I know the level of cooking is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Being in the quarterfinal is really up the ante. I want to prove to John and Greg that I can be the next MasterChef.
We now have 6 quarterfinalists. What is the judging going to be like today?
We know these 6 can cook. Whoever goes through today is going to be stunning.
In this, the first of the tests, the 6 must demonstrate to John and Greg they have the knowledge, skill and commitment to make it as a semi-finalist. After this, the weakest cooks will be sent home.
15 minutes to cook for us 1 classic dish, either a fish recipe or a meat recipe. For their fish dish, it's pan-fried salmon with lemon, parsley and caper butter. That salmon needs to have crispy skin, where the butter sauce is not greasy but has the right amount of acid, and it tastes delicious because it's seasoned perfectly. The meat recipe is an escalope of pork, served with a mushroom cream sauce. That sauce has to be soft, it has to be rich and perfectly seasoned.
6 great cooks. Let's get them in here.
First up, it's retail manager Steve. In the heat, he wowed with technical brilliance.
For an amateur to be doing food like that, of that level, is extraordinary.
Thank you.
But at times, his flavours haven't measured up.
By refining things, sometimes you take the flavour away.
I love the Michelin star chefs. I love the way that they paint a picture on a plate, which looks fantastic and tastes fantastic, and that's the kind of chef that I want to be.
You can either cook for us a fish recipe or a meat recipe. Which one would you like to do?
Fish.
Fish. Okay, fine. We're going to give you 15 minutes. We want you to cook us pan-fried salmon with lemon, caper and parsley butter. Steve, you've had 5 minutes. Crispy skin, not quite all the way there. A lovely saltiness which goes with the soft fish. The sauce is a little bit greasy because it hasn't come together with the lemon juice. There's so many capers on there, it's a little bit overpowering.
Yeah.
Steve, could you tell me and John why you think you should be a semi-finalist?
I've turned 40. Life begins now, as far as I'm concerned. This is what I want to do, and I don't care what means and ways that I go about getting there. I came here not just to win the competition, but to learn and become the chef that I really want to be.
Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you. Difficult under the pressure and the circumstances, but yeah, I feel that I could have done a lot better. I may have let myself down, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll see some kind of spark in me that will make them want me to go forward and continue to cook.
Next up, it's 26-year-old Emma, whose love of food has been inspired by her Sicilian father.
That's lovely.
But not all her dishes have gone to plan.
Technically, it's really flawed.
My dad's really proud that he's cultivated this interest of mine. He'd be absolutely hysterical if I got through today.
Which one would you like to do?
Fish, please.
Fish.
Seven minutes gone.
Okay.
Done.
Well, you know we don't have crispy skin because your skin is here. Your fish is cooked quite nicely. It's soft. Your butter is very rich with lemon, which I like, but I can't taste the flavour of the caper and I don't get the flavour of the parsley.
There are great big chunks of garlic on there. Look, you can't serve food like that.
The fact that you didn't enjoy that breaks my heart, because I come here to make food to make people smile. I do think that I've got a natural talent for putting flavours together and for knowing what tastes good. For me, it's sort of the essence of everything that I do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My family are really proud of me for having done this. To not get through today is not just letting me down, but I feel like I'm going to let them down. You know, it does mean the absolute world, and that's why I get a bit emotional. Sorry.
Norfolk children's doctor Tim dreams of owning his own restaurant. Some of his food has wowed.
I love that. Precise, well seasoned, really very, very good indeed, Tim.
Thanks.
But there have been errors.
I can get a little taste of the courgette, a touch of tomato. It deserves a big sauce.
Medicine has been the last 15 or so years of my life, but I can't be a full-time paediatrician and run a restaurant. So I'd like to concentrate on the idea of running a restaurant.
Which one would you like to do?
I'd like to cook the meat.
What we would like you to cook for us, Tim, is some scallops of pork with a cream and mushroom sauce.
You've had 6 minutes.
Perfectly cooked piece of pork, wonderful depth for the sauce, everything cooked perfectly, everything seasoned very, very well indeed. It's a very, very good dish.
Thank you. Thank you. Food is the framework of my life. I can taste the pink wafer biscuits I had when I went to see an aunt in Lowestoft when I was 8. I can remember the grilled sardines on the beach in Corfu with my mates when we'd finished med school. And I can remember the tea and toast I had when my little girl was born. I can win this competition and just put me through.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Off you go.
I mean, it's just a silly cookery competition, but I'm just giving it all every time, and it's just quite hard. I have to be in this to win it, because anything else is just isn't good enough really now.
Next is Savile Row tailor Will, who's impressed creating some precise, modern plates of food.
Love the flavours, love the technique, think it's really stylish, think it's really interesting.
Thank you.
But he can also struggle under pressure.
Will,
Yes, chef.
this plate can't go.
Okay.
You can see the juices coming out of the chutney.
Okay, chef. Getting to this point is great, but it's not good enough. You know, the end game is to be there at the final. Then I can say that, you know, I've actually achieved something.
Well, we are going to give you a maximum of 15 minutes.
Okay.
Which one would you like to cook?
Fish, please.
Six minutes, Will.
The salmon itself is cooked perfectly. The skin is a little bit flabby. That's because you had butter in the pan as well as the oil. I really like the depth of flavour in that butter. It is a bit greasy, but not a bad go.
Thank you. The pressure of cooking in front of you guys has just made me realise that this is where I want to go. And, you know, I'm not messing with this. This is serious. This will change my life and my family's.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Off you go.
I'm feeling okay. Could have gone better, but could have gone a hell of a lot worse. So I'm feeling mildly confident, I suppose.
Advertising exec Amanda won a quarter-final place with some bold flavour combinations.
I think that is wonderful.
But at times she has overcomplicated her food.
I get stuck with pomegranate seeds which just have no place in there at all because they're sweet. It doesn't work.
I've always dreamed about one day having my own restaurant, and you know, being here now is just making that dream almost feel like it could be a reality. I think I'd like to cook the fish, please.
You're halfway.
Perfectly cooked piece of salmon because it's flaking apart, still moist inside, crispy skin on the outside, rich butter sauce, but there's not enough seasoning.
Okay.
I want you to tell John and I why you think you should go through to the semi-final.
I give everything I've got. You know, I have high standards for myself, and I'd like to hope that that shows in my food, because this means a lot.
Ooh, okay. Thank you very much.
I think I've done all right. I was really pleased with the salmon. I was standing there thinking, oh God, I think it might be undercooked, but it was just perfect. So, yeah, I'm relieved. I'm pleased that's over. I think I've done all right.
Bolton-based Alia wants to open a restaurant serving her Persian-influenced cuisine.
Really, really like it. And what I do like is actually you are challenging.
But her flavour combinations don't always work.
There are so many sharp flavours. I can't say that I'm completely in love with the dish.
My work as a nutritionist means that I'm constantly trying to help and educate people on how they can eat good food, but without compromising on flavour. You don't have to have loads of butter and sugar in your food, and you can still enjoy it.
What would you like to do?
I think I'd like to do the fish.
Crispy skin pan-fried salmon with caper, parsley and lemon butter.
You've had 6 minutes.
You made a compound butter, and I'm sort of pleased we didn't end up with what we were going to, and that was a lump of cold butter on top of a piece of warm salmon, because that would have been pretty nasty. Your fish is cooked, bordering on being overcooked. And because there's very little of that butter, there's not much flavour to be had with the salmon.
I think that my background and my knowledge of herbs and spices, I think I might be able to bring something different. I'd like to think that's why I entered this competition, because I did feel that I had something above the others.
Thank you very much.
I feel pretty terrible right now. I think I was quite nervous. That pressure really, you can't imagine what that's like, actually, to have both stood there watching everything you were doing. Totally messed that up. Never mind.
We've seen them produce fantastic food in the heats. It's now how they performed here, with the pressure really on.
Who stays, who goes?
The best cook in the room for me today was Tim.
Tim equipped himself very, very well. He can make a very serious sauce.
When he looked up and said, I can win this competition, put me through, I thought, OK.
Amanda cooked for us the best piece of fish today. The sauce didn't have enough flavour, it wasn't seasoned enough, but that girl can cook fish.
Tim and Amanda? Alia was out of her depth here. She didn't actually properly know what to do.
Skin side down, so the skin was soggy, not enough butter on the fish, not enough flavour in the fish, and not seasoned enough.
Emma knows she's in a tough competition now, and there's only so far passion and soul can take you. You need a certain amount of skill.
For her, it started very, very badly, but she actually did produce a plate of food. A plate of food with, unfortunately, too many big lumps of garlic in it. Today was as much about coping under pressure as seeing their skill. Steve got himself in a real fluster and didn't deliver the flavour a dish like that needed.
He looked a little bit scared in this round, and he didn't manage to crisp the skin at all. But the flesh of the fish was cooked well. Will's sauce did have problems, but he did get a big flavour of lemon into it.
That dish didn't quite work for him, but the fish was cooked beautifully. In my mind, I'm fairly clear who I think should stay, and I'm also fairly clear who I think should go. We've never had 6 people in a quarterfinal before. Tough decision today, but our decision has been made.
Emma? Alia? I'm sorry you're leaving us. Steve? You're leaving us, Steve.
I'm feeling really disappointed about not getting the chance to cook my own dishes today. But really tough round, and I should have done better, so I've only got myself to blame.
Really gutted. I'm feeling really, really gutted. I've absolutely loved the whole experience of being involved in this competition, and it's really inspired me to take what I do to another level.
I'm feeling sort of disappointed, but the fact that I'm out here with 2 other great cooks just shows how high the standard is.
Because it's been such a long day, We are now going to ask you to cook for us just one of your two courses. 1 hour, one fantastic plate of food. Semi-final place is up for grabs. Let's cook. Amanda, what are you going to cook for us?
A rack of lamb with a minted pea puree, summer veg and a dauphinoise potatoes.
This is quite a departure from your fusion style.
Yeah, I wanted to show you that I can deliver dishes that are more simple. I've got this far, it means so much to me. I don't want to mess it up now, you know, I want to make sure that I deliver faultless dishes.
Amanda is in this competition because she was delivering us dishes which were punctuated with flavours which didn't necessarily belong. That's why she was special. Is this going to be special enough? Will, what are you cooking for us?
It's a baked chocolate mousse cake with pears steeped in whiskey, honey and vanilla, and a ginger mascarpone.
Is this a tactical decision?
It is a little bit, because I haven't cooked a dessert for you guys before, and I wanted to show you that I could.
Will,
Yeah.
how long does that cake have to cook for?
20 minutes.
You are cutting it so fine.
There's someone who simply does not understand the term playing it safe. It's Will. He's got chocolate mousse cake, he's got whiskey pears, he's got ginger mascarpone.
Wow, what a marriage made in heaven. The textures sound fantastic. Can Will do it justice? You got 20 minutes. Tim, which one dish are you going to cook for us?
A hake with some herbs on top of some lemon and anchovy and rosemary potatoes with a shallot and tomato dressing.
What's special about this fish dish?
There's peppercorns and there's fennel seeds and there's rosemary and there's some powerful herbs in there, and it's about balancing it so you don't kind of completely overpower the fantastic kind of texture and flavour of the hake. Otherwise it'll just be a car crash.
Can he get the balance right with all those big flavours?
Just 2 minutes left.
That's it, time's up.
With a place in the semi-finals resting on just one dish, Amanda has elected to go with her main of rack of lamb, pea puree, summer vegetables and potato dauphinoise.
Amanda, you are a decent cook. You don't need me to tell you your lamb is severely underdone.
I know.
The potatoes need more cooking as well. We've got problems here.
You have the flavour combinations absolutely right. But the first rule of cookery is you have to be able to eat it. You can't eat undercooked potatoes and you can't eat raw lamb.
"33-year-old Taylor Will is hoping his baked chocolate mousse cake with poached whiskey pears and ginger mascarpone will secure his place in the semi-finals.
I like the way the cake's made. It's really light, much lighter than it looks, and I think putting that with pear and a little bit of mascarpone, that's a joy.
Very delicious, very rich, buttery, chocolate soft mousse cake. Flowing through that is the flavour of those pears which have been softened and the sweetness that goes with that mascarpone cream. Where the ginger is, I'm not quite sure. Where the whiskey is, I'm also not quite sure.
I purposely didn't put a lot of juice on the plate, which is probably what's actually holding the majority of the whiskey, because I didn't want to. I think it just looks messy.
You've proved you've got skill. Time and again, you've proved you've got a really good touch.
Thanks very much.
Children's doctor Tim's dream of a new career rests with his herb-crusted hake on top of lemon, anchovy and rosemary potatoes with a shallot and tomato dressing.
When you first started cooking, I doubted that you'd be able to get that fish with all those heavy herbs to balance as one flavour. Why I had doubt, I have no idea, because it's beautiful.
I find that a very harsh, peppery finish.
Okay.
Very harsh. What impresses me is how well everything is cooked. But you are vying with a lot of flavours there. I can't help thinking how much I'd have liked it if there were less. Tough bit for John and I now. Off you go.
Okay, semi-final place up for grabs. Huge amounts of pressure on all of them. And maybe the pressure just got to Amanda. The lamb was undercooked, the potatoes were undercooked.
It's such a shame. Real shame. I mean, I was really expecting good things from Amanda.
You know, I know I could have cooked that dish perfectly, and I made stupid mistakes, so I'm kicking myself, to be honest.
We cannot put her through, not with that display.
There's no room for error like that. Will made an extremely good dessert. Beautifully light, really full of flavour. It was a delight. That's the sort of thing I go mad over.
That dessert was technically very, very difficult. All it needed was two little notes. The spice from the ginger, the warmth from the whiskey. We got neither. Tim is very, very bold with his flavours. The idea of a rich piece of hake covered in pepper, thyme, rosemary and fennel seed, I doubted. But actually, I thought it was fantastic.
I think he went too far. The amount of pepper on that fish gave it a really harsh finish.
It may be a very, very strong dish. It may divide the crowd. But I just thought very, very clever.
I'd much rather eat Will's cake.
Our semi-finalist is Tim. Congratulations.
I'm obviously disappointed. It's really tough, but an amazing experience.
Tim's got to win this now, you know. He's beat me, so if he doesn't win, he'll be getting a phone call.
Very, very well done.
It's like some kind of crazy dream. I can't believe I'm standing here with you guys drinking champagne after getting through the semi-final of MasterChef. I want to go further. I want to win MasterChef. This is just the start. I can't, it just feels incredible. It's amazing.
Tim will return for the semi-finals.